The headlines are clear. U.S. warships now patrol the West Philippine Sea as energy tensions with China reach a boiling point. The world's attention is fixed on these waters, where every move is headline news and every decision could have global consequences. It's October 2025, and the South China Sea, known locally as the West Philippine Sea, has become the world's new geopolitical hotspot. The region is a crossroads of commerce, energy, and military might, drawing in powers from across the globe. Beneath these contested waters lies a fortune in oil and gas, igniting a high-stakes showdown. The promise of untapped energy reserves has transformed the sea into a battleground for economic and strategic supremacy. The United States is ramping up support for the Philippines, aiming to counter Beijing's dominance and help Manila tap into these resources. Joint military exercises and high-level meetings signal a deepening alliance, as Washington seeks to reassure its partners. This is about more than energy. It's a battle for influence, sovereignty, and the future of Southeast Asia. The outcome will shape the region's political landscape for generations, affecting millions of lives. U.S. naval patrols, framed as routine, now coincide with Manila's push to attract foreign investment for energy exploration. The presence of American warships sends a message. The Philippines is not alone in this struggle. China, claiming nearly the entire sea, responds with its own show of force. Chinese Coast Guard vessels shadow Philippine ships, escalating tensions. Each encounter at sea is a test of nerves, with both sides unwilling to back down. Every maneuver is scrutinized, every radio call monitored. The risk of misunderstanding is ever present, and a single misstep could trigger a crisis. For the Philippines, this is about national survival. For the U.S., a test of its commitment to allies. For China, a non-negotiable assertion of territory. Each nation's leaders face immense pressure from their own people to stand firm. American and Japanese energy giants are in talks with Manila, eyeing joint ventures worth billions. The lure of energy riches is drawing in global investors, eager to stake their claim in this high-risk, high-reward environment. Beijing warns against any exploration in disputed waters without its consent. China's message is clear: any challenge to its claims will be met with resistance, both diplomatic and military. The risk of a miscalculation, a clash at sea, could spiral into a larger conflict. The world holds its breath as ships maneuver dangerously close, and radio chatter crackles with tension. The U.S. is not a passive observer. Its interests are deeply tied to regional stability and global commerce. Trillions of dollars in trade pass through these waters each year, making peace and security here a global priority. As Manila moves forward, it does so with Washington's increasingly explicit backing. The alliance is on full display, with joint drills and public commitments to mutual defense. The stakes are enormous: energy independence for the Philippines, regional power for China, and credibility for the U.S. Each side stands to gain or lose more than just territory. Their futures are on the line. The world watches as the new great game begins. Newsrooms buzz with updates, and leaders from every continent weigh in, knowing the outcome could shift the balance of power. The potential economic windfall for the Philippines is staggering, but the path is fraught with peril. Investors are cautious, aware that fortunes can be made or lost overnight in such a volatile environment. The players are in position, and the drama is unfolding in real time. Every day brings new developments, and the stakes continue to rise. The West Philippine Sea is no longer just a shipping lane, it's the center of a global contest. The outcome here will ripple across continents, affecting economies and security far beyond Asia. The outcome could redefine Asia for decades to come. As the sun rises over the region, the world waits to see who will shape the future of these vital waters. Beneath the West Philippine Sea lies a prize: billions of barrels of oil and trillions of cubic feet of gas. The Recto Bank, or Reed Bank, is the crown jewel, potentially holding over 5 billion barrels of oil and 55 trillion cubic feet of gas. If proven, these reserves could transform the Philippines into a major energy player in Asia. The natural gas alone dwarfs the UK's remaining reserves. For a nation facing energy shortages and heavy import dependence, this is a game changer. Unlocking even a fraction of these resources could fund infrastructure, education, and healthcare, lifting millions out of poverty. But the key remains out of reach, locked away by geopolitical disputes and lack of investment. The promise of national transformation fuels Manila's determination to press forward. The urgency behind Manila's energy push has a name: Maperpain, Alperpain, Malampaya. For 2 decades, this gas field powered up to 30% of Luzon's electricity, reducing reliance on costly imports. But Malampaya is running dry. Production could end by 2029. Losing a third of Luzon's power supply would be catastrophic, threatening brownouts and economic turmoil. The search for the next Malampaya is now a national emergency. The risks of inaction outweigh the dangers of confronting China. Without new domestic gas, the Philippines will depend on volatile global LNG markets, eroding energy independence. The government is forced to act, seeking new sources and partners. The countdown is on, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The only sustainable solution: develop the country's own resources. Malampaya's decline has finally galvanized Manila into action. The Philippines isn't facing its energy crisis alone. As the country looks for solutions, it finds itself at the center of growing international interest and support. The US and Japan see both opportunity and strategy in Manila's untapped reserves, recognizing the potential for economic growth and regional influence. Energy giants like ExxonMobil and INPEX bring the capital, advanced technology, and global expertise the Philippines needs to unlock its resources. For Washington and Tokyo, supporting Manila is a way to counter China's growing assertiveness and uphold international law in contested waters. Joint ventures would send a clear message that Beijing can't control the region's economic future, and that collaboration is possible. High-level talks are underway to create a trilateral framework, combining financial, technical, and security support for long-term stability. The presence of US or Japanese firms raises the stakes for China, making any harassment or interference riskier and more complicated. Philippine companies are actively seeking these foreign partners to share costs, reduce risks, and accelerate development. A deal would bring not just investment, but also a powerful geopolitical shield, strengthening the Philippines' position. The result: a powerful alliance centered on energy security, economic growth, and mutual trust. The Philippines needs capital and expertise. The US and Japan want stability, influence, and a reliable partner in the region. Together, they're forging a new model for regional cooperation, setting an example for others to follow. The dream of tapping the West Philippine Sea's wealth is closer than ever, promising a brighter future for the Philippines and its allies. China's claim to nearly the entire South China Sea directly overlaps with the Philippines' richest oil and gas fields. Beijing enforces its claim daily with Coast Guard ships and maritime militia, swarming Philippine vessels. Aggressive tactics, dangerous maneuvers, water cannons are now routine. In March 2025, a Philippine supply boat was damaged, crew injured, sparking global outrage. The risk of a serious clash is rising, especially as US and Japanese involvement grows. A single miscalculation could trigger a wider conflict and invoke defense treaties. China's gray zone aggression aims to exhaust smaller nations without open war. The Philippines is now the central flashpoint, with every energy project shadowed by Chinese threats. Any investor must weigh the real risk of confrontation at sea. Facing crisis and aggression, the Philippine government has shifted gears. New policies offer better terms and faster approvals for energy investors. Congress is fast-tracking laws to stabilize the gas industry and attract global capital. Manila is leveraging alliances, expanding defense cooperation, and asserting its legal rights. The moratorium on exploration is over. The government is actively courting partners for key projects. Early investments signal renewed confidence in Manila's pro-investment stance. The message: the Philippines is open for business and ready to take risks. The Philippines isn't alone in the South China Sea, but its approach is unique. Vietnam continues exploration through diverse partnerships, balancing quiet defiance with diplomacy. Malaysia and Indonesia pursue their own strategies, joint development, naval patrols, and assertive responses to Chinese incursions. The Philippines, after years of caution, now openly embraces its alliance with the US as a security backstop. Manila is learning from its neighbors, borrowing persistence from Vietnam, assertiveness from Indonesia. The goal is the same: unlock national resources. The method is now open, alliance-backed assertion of sovereign rights. The region is watching and adapting. Beyond the West Philippine Sea, the Philippines' energy future may lie in less contested waters. The Sulu Sea and Cotabato Basin offer vast, underexplored potential, far from Chinese interference. These regions could provide a vital energy lifeline as Malampaya declines. The Sulu Sea's geological features suggest major oil and gas prospects, while the Cotabato Basin could transform Mindanao's economy. Developing these areas would reduce desperation to drill in disputed waters, giving Manila leverage in negotiations. Success here would build technical expertise and revenue for future, riskier projects. A two-pronged approach, pursuing low-risk domestic opportunities while preparing for high-stakes ventures, may be the smartest path forward. The Philippines can build strength at home before taking on the region's toughest challenges. The Philippines stands at a crossroads between immense opportunity and real peril. Its choices today will shape the lives of generations to come, determining whether the nation rises to meet its potential or falls short. Developing its oil and gas could transform the nation, funding vital infrastructure, creating jobs, and lifting millions from poverty. Reliable energy could power schools, hospitals, and businesses, fueling a brighter future for all Filipinos. Energy independence would give Manila new autonomy and resilience on the world stage, allowing the country to chart its own course and reduce reliance on foreign powers. But the risks are profound. A misstep in the West Philippine Sea could trigger conflict with China, threatening peace and stability in the region. Even without war, deep water exploration is costly and complex, demanding transparency, accountability, and good governance to ensure resources benefit the people. The nation's future depends on wise decisions, in boardrooms, in Congress, and at sea, where the livelihoods of ordinary Filipinos are at stake. With assertive diplomacy, strong alliances, and prudent development, the Philippines has a fighting chance to secure its future and protect its sovereignty. The world is watching as Manila embarks on its bold quest, eager to see if the nation can overcome obstacles and realize its dreams. The final frontier is within reach if the nation can seize it wisely, with unity and determination. The next chapter in Asia's story is being written now, and the Philippines stands ready to play its part.